Hi, I would like to welcome you to this applications. We're going to develop them, but we're going to see how they works first. Then let's start the application. So the idea of this application is to start to get a few questions from SQLite database. So the idea of this project is how to create an SQLite database, which is inside the Android database rather than Excel. I'm saying Excel, we're going to use Firebase. Let's have a look at the application first. So we've got capital city quiz. So we're going to ask different questions. So the score is 0 because it hasn't started yet. So when I start on the quiz, it goes randomly, asks me questions. So what is the capital of United Arab Emirates? I would say Abu Dhabi. And as soon as I click on that, so I've got 7 questions, if you notice here, and my score is 0. As soon as I get the right answer, it's going to tell me it's the right answer here. So it says this is the second one, it's the right answer, and that's increased by 1. And this says right second questions and so on. So the correct answer comes green, and the wrong question comes red. So if I click on confirm, it is. So yes, the answer 2 is correct. This one, right, and the others are wrong. So if I move, so I scored 1. So if I click on next, it is. So I went to the second question. What's the capital city of Egypt? So if I say Cairo, for instance, it is. As is confirmed, and his I scored 2, and his question answer 2, 3 is right answer, and so on. So if I go in here, if I went to here and I without clicking on this, I have to make sure system doesn't allow me. So if I clicked on confirm, I get a message here. It says please select an answer before moving to the next questions. Here it is. That's which is a toast here. So when I go in here, for instance, there's my 30 questions here. Right. So if I go to USA and I choose the wrong answer, for instance, and I say New York, it is, which is should be Washington, it is. It's going to give me, and my score shouldn't increase, right here. So confirm, it says, oh, it's the wrong answer I have there. Right answer is first one. And on here, you see, so still 3 questions. Capital city of Kingdom of Jordan, if I say Amman, so that's going to increase to 3. It increased to 4, I'm sorry. And it is, yes, I got the wrong answer. And then give me the other ones. If I click again, it doesn't allow me to do that. Right, so it's London, it is, so I've got 5 out of 7. It is. So capital of Turkey rather than Istanbul, I'm going to say Ankara. It is. So it is wrong, and that shouldn't increase. Yeah. And it is. So it's 5, right? The first one is correct answer, and so on. So it is. My score, I scored 5 points out of 9. So that's the whole idea of this project. How did we design this project? First of all, we have 2 layouts. So when I click on this one, it is. So that's the second one. So the first thing is we have to create. I've got to write them down. Or rather than let's say this one, I'm going to say create 2 layouts. Outs. Yeah. In that case, you can make one activity, one fragment, and so on. Second thing we're going to do, go back into this again. It is. Of course, let me click on this. Takes me back here. See, my score is still 5 here, right? Didn't change. So, of course, I have to make sure, right? It's select all of these. However, if I click on here, there it is, right? So what does that mean? It means I have to design all these layouts, and here I have to create a database. So that means create SQLite database. It is. The SQLite database, we can, and then we need to create tables. Table of questions, right? And these two table of questions, if I look at these tables of questions here, here they are. You see table of questions, you have the question here, it's a question, and you have the answers. So that's option 1, option 2, option 3. So the table is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it needs 5 things. So it needs 5 columns. It is, yeah, 5 columns. Put this one away. There it is. And then what we need to do, we need to create. So we need to create 2 classes. First class is for tables, which we call it contact class. As contact class, right? And the second one, the second one is the SQL one, or the contact class. So we can call a contact class, and we call a container class. Container class with a private constructor, right? And constructor and inner class that represent each table. And then as soon as we do that, it is after we create the SQL database, right? Create the tables. So we're going to create the tables, right? Tables or table of questions, and then what we do, then we create or insert. We need to insert the questions into the table, right? And so do that, and then we have create. What we need to create something is called cursor. This cursor that go over or that used to retrieve the data. From the table. It means retrieve questions and answers, yeah, from the tables here. And then what you need to do from the so we'll click on a table, right? Now we can create randomize. So we can write the program randomize the questions. Randomize the questions. Randomize the questions. Right, and present them to the user. And of course, whenever you do, we need to update the score and number of questions. Questions here. And then after that, return the results to the main activity. Yeah. So of course, clear out. What you do here, we have to say here from main activity class. We need what you need to do is start the quiz that takes the user to the second layout. It could be activity that could be another activity, or you can make it as fragments, but fragment. So that's the two things. So what we're going to do, we're going to do all of that, these 11 points, in order to create the projects. Right. The first thing we do, we're going to go in here, and we're going to create new. Click here. So what's that? So if I